Ericson, and I'm going to be talking to you today about documentation, system documentation to be more accurate. What we'll be covering today is what exactly is documentation. What does it mean to me? What should I be thinking about as a developer? Why it's important at all. Documentation is only as important as it is important for your business or for your client. Because if nobody's going to read it and nobody's going to pay attention to it, then it's not really valuable at all. And the most important thing that a requirements document is what the software will do. And it doesn't state how the software will do it. Now, what does that mean? It means that it's not going to say how the developer wrote the code to make it do what it's going to do. It's describing how the system should behave once it's finished. If you have a client that you're doing a small project for, you're not going to do a huge requirements document for them. Because one, they're not going to pay for it, and two, if you can get it across in a simple method, which I would say that your UI screenshots a paragraph or 3 paragraphs or 5 paragraphs of what the system is going to be, and you understand what the client wants, then that is sufficient as your requirements document. Another way to present a diagram is to do it in swim lanes like this, which is, you're starting off at the top, but you're actually following the flow of the work as it passes through different sections of the project. Who's putting their hands on this? The other type of diagrams that I would include into a requirements document would be your data flow diagram, which is very similar to a workflow diagram, except for the fact that you're not actually talking about people interacting with it, you're talking about the system interacting with it. I do like to use diagrams for my use cases, which is really, a stick figure with a what does that user do? The best document is worth nothing if it's not read by the right people. And you have to write simply, because if you don't write simply, people won't be able to understand you. These are processes within a high-level process, and they would break down to different tiers of the process itself. And this is one where we've given it to the client, and the client wrote back on it, and they made their notes, and they scanned it back, and then we readjusted.
When you write your use cases, take that and make that your user acceptance test cases.
Yes.
And that's so obvious.
Yes.
And it's taking forever to, let me just take that and make that.
Yeah. No, it's exactly what you do.
And that is what the customer expected at the end. That's, here's what we gave you. It works. Yes, it's done.
Yeah.
They sign off. And they sign off and we're done.
Yeah. What's the most important thing that you would take away from this?
Write simply.
Yes.
Yay, Tony.
Fastball. Okay, what's the other thing that you should remember?
User acceptance.
Figure out who you're writing to.
Always know your audience.
Who your audience is. I would say, oh my God, got it.
This is hard to eat.
Okay.